Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kingsford High School. Welcome parents, teachers, students. Our current Kingsford High School students were most gracious today to take time out of their busy schedules to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a Kingsford High School flipper. Welcome to the parents and grandparents and those of you that are here taking time out of your busy work day. We will answer a few questions that have come up, but first of all, I want to make some introductions. I'm Miss Farah. I'm the Kingsford Middle School and the 9th grade freshman school counselor. I feel like I know these 8th grade students really well and looking forward to getting to know our students that are here visiting from Bishop Baraga, from Holy Spirit, and I think we have some students also from possibly Niagara. So I'm Miss Farah. My partner is Miss Nancy Jane. She's the high school counselor, and she's going to be telling you a little bit about what this process is about. This is the first of a series of getting you 8th graders, getting your children ready for the high school experience. What we're going to do this morning is a panel of speakers that will talk about the events, the activities, the athletics, the extracurriculars that they're involved in, just to give you a little bit of an overview. Mrs. Jane is going to talk about freshman scheduling, Michigan requirements for graduation, and that's why we wanted the parents to be here today, and expect to be here, parents, till about 9:30 this morning. Some of you may have wanted to or may have thought you were going to shadow all day. Well, we'd love to have you here. We know you also have busy lives and jobs, so we're going to send you off about 9:30. And those of you that are here visiting, the students will be with me after this program. We're going to go into the high school media center, the computer lab, and I'm going to have you open an account on Career Cruising so you can start looking at and creating a 4-year education plan. Now, you're going to get a lot of information today. It's not the first time you're going to hear it, but we're going to introduce you to the high school experience, and we are certain that it's going to be a good experience for all of you. We're available anytime. Any of you, have questions, don't hesitate to call me, Mrs. Jane, Mr. Smithson's our high school principal, Mr. Usatello, our assistant principal, Mr. Holmes and Mr. Roberts, our principals at the middle school, or any of your child's prime-time teachers. So, while the panel is speaking, Mrs. Jane has 2 really important sheets for you, all of you students, to fill out. A pink sheet, which is going to be your registration, scheduling classes, and then the white sheet, which has the course listings and some pertinent information. Okay? So, with that, I'd like to invite our panel speakers. It's a great one. To just come on up front with me and face our audience. I'm just going to talk into the microphone like that. Perfect. Okay. All right. So once again, thank you to our Kingsford High School flippers, our students that are going to talk about the high school experience. Can you scoot down a little bit more? Diligently in my absence last week for talking to every one of these students and asking them to volunteer, and I want to thank each of you personally. So we'll just start at the top. If you want to step up, we're going to talk about our students from band. Would be Bo Stuck, Bonnie, and Libby. And right after the band students talk a little bit about the band experience, we're going to have chorus.
Show in the summer. We have leadership sessions for upperclassmen. We have the drum line comes in and meets, and then we have full band rehearsal for 3 hours every day for a week in the summer. It's really fun. We play games, we have water balloon fights, and we also learn all of our music and our show steps there. And then all through football season, every day we're out on the field, we're practicing, we're marching. When we play at all the home football games, the Iron Mountain games, we go up to northern Michigan and we play at one of their football games. And then after football ends, we go into concert season, and that's the Christmas concert and the spring concert we perform at. We also do solo ensemble, which all the music students right now, you know what that is. It's going on right now. There's also jazz band and pep band. Pep band is during basketball season. Jazz band is all year long. And there's lots of opportunities for music, all different instruments, and just lots of fun.
An interesting aspect about band is that you will have friends as soon as before you even start high school. You'll have them in the summer in the week of band week. This class does a really good job of integrating the freshmen and the seniors, so you'll always have upperclassmen as friends.
Band is one of those classes where you really feel like you have a family within the school. It can be kind of overwhelming to just come into high school and not have any kind of direction, but band really provides a nice area to feel like you have somewhere to be and something to be a part of.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kirtana Joy-Goody, and I'm going to be talking about chorus. And chorus is a lot like band, except for it's not quite as, it doesn't take up quite as much of your time, but we do have required practice time every week, and that actually makes you turn in a practice sheet just like band. And that's something new for all the chorus students. I don't think you guys will be used to that yet, but it makes you guys do that. And then also you can try out for solos, and then you guys take a final every, like during the middle of the year and then during the end of the year. And on that final, you can take a certain level 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm a level 4 student, and Sarah's a level 3 student. And it helps with your leadership position and helping learn all the music terminology and all the different key signatures. So,
Chorus is a lot like band, too, in the fact that it is a class, and everyone is eligible for it. So if you're interested in singing or music, and you don't know how to play an instrument, chorus would definitely be a great class to take. It also, like the band student said, it integrates the underclassmen and the upperclassmen, and I feel like we get along really well in chorus, just because we all have that one commonality that we all love singing. We currently too are in that solo ensemble stage where we're like traveling to Norway and going to festivals and things like that. So it's just a lot of fun, and we really encourage you to try out. Or well, not try out, just participate in it.
Thank you for Sierra. National Honor Society next, please. Joe Holder and Brett Wilson.
Hi, I'm Joe Over, and National Honor Society, it's NHS. Juniors are eligible, it's juniors and seniors are eligible. You have to have somewhat good grades and be pretty well active in your community events.
National Honor Society is a year-long event, and we meet once a month in the high school, usually right before school, or sometimes we'll meet more often if there's different issues or whatever things that need to be taken care of. A lot of the things we do are like volunteer community services. Like we had, I think it was 3 or 2 blood drives. We're having another one, but we've had 2 blood drives this year. And we do other things like bake sales and different fundraising things.
Okay, thank you both very much. Next up, we have cross country. Jen Allen.
Cross country. Okay, so we have there's not enough kids in Kingsford to have their own cross country team, so it's really cool sport, but a lot of people don't recognize that. Okay, so Iron Mountain and Kingsford have a combined team for cross country, and it's also like
boys and girls are on the same team. So we practice with the boys, and we have a girls team and a boys team that's separate, but we practice together. We have the same coach. And it's actually a lot of fun. It's really hard, but if you can do it, it's a lot of fun. And don't let it scare you, because the first week cross country is the hardest thing ever. Because you're running a lot, and we lose a lot of kids in the first week. But if you can, you gotta stick it out, and it's actually a lot of fun. And it's like, yes, we have a really close knit team, and it's like a family. But it's my favorite thing ever. We have a lot of away meets. We have one home meet in the whole season. So you're going to be missing a lot of school, and they're usually in Marquette or Stevenson. So you're going to be missing a big chunk of school. So it's good to really stay on top of your grades, especially coming into high school. But cross country is really not even a physical sport. It's really a mental sport. As long as you get over the mental block of running, you'll be good, and you'll be on your way to running. And Mr. Carey's a really good coach, and then we have Katie Mandina, our assistant coach. So we have a girl and a guy just coaching us and helping us, and it's a really fun time. Also, a lot of people say sports is a lot of time consuming, like she said with the away meets and stuff. But I thought homework was going to be an issue, with sports and homework. But it actually, if you can stay on task, and you can get a lot of work done on the bus on the way to the meets, and we get home decently early, not too late, so you have there's actually a lot of time there. If you can manage your time, you don't really realize how much you actually have until you are actually on task. I know it's hard, but it's fun. It really is. It's fun, and it's rewarding, so.
Thank you, girls. Okay, next up we have football, right? Mr. Hofer. Thank you.
I'm Joe again, and the sport we're talking about is football. It entails a lot of hard work and you gotta have a good work ethic. If you're lazy, it's probably not for you. But if you try hard and you get out there, you'll have fun. You really will. It's a really fun sport to be around. You make a lot of new friends. A lot of friends that you make on the football team, you'll find out that they'll be your friends for the rest of your life. The month that runs through August through November is the games, but the off season really doesn't end. You should be in the weight room, should be doing some cardio, whatever, just getting yourself in shape for the season. Practices, they're usually an hour and a half, 2 hours long after school time usually. When school starts, we practice right after school until around 5-ish. In the summer, the times will vary based on the coaches and based on what the players want to do. You get to participate in a lot of away games, which is kind of cool. You get to travel around Michigan a lot, see a lot of different areas. And some of Wisconsin you get to travel, and even now and then we'll even get a game down in Minnesota. And for the time and stuff with homework, like Hannah said, touched on it really well, you really have the time to do all the homework. So if you're worried about that in high school and keeping up with your homework and everything, you'll have, 4 or 5 hours after practice to do it. The away games on the bus, like she said, it's really easy to do. It's a really fun sport, and it's a very good learning opportunity. You meet, like I said before, you meet some of your best friends, and the friends you meet, you most likely stay friends with them forever. And I tell you what, the memories I made on the field and off the field with the teammates that I have are the best memories that I've ever had. And football is very community-oriented. It's a very community-oriented sport, and it's very well supported by many others, including fans from even out of town. We get fans that come in. It's a really good opportunity. And it'll really teach you a lot more than just the game of football. You'll learn that it's not only about working hard, but it will teach you really how to become a better person and a better friend.
Alright, I'm Tyler Roberts, the kids in the grade above you and below you. When you're out on the field, you really have to play with all the kids on the field. If someone's slacking, you're not going to do well. So you really have to come together as teammates and, just play your best. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Joe, Tyler, appreciate it very much. Next up, we've got Paul, Haley, and Marcus. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Marcus Andrews. I'm doing boys golf. What does it entail? Who is eligible? Anyone can do it, freshman through senior. And the nice thing about golf is there is no tryouts. You just come, and based on how you do, they'll place you, as where you belong. It runs through now until the end of the school year. We start hitting the mats in the middle school weight room before the snow's even gone. Usually we get a little itchy then we move outside and we hit the field, the long middle school field there. We'll just hit our wedges and whatnot until we can get on the course. And the past 2 years actually were the only 2 years in a long time where we actually had to miss our first couple of matches because there was still snow. But other than that, we usually get all the matches in. Where do you participate? We usually don't go too far. Farthest we go, Marquette. We had UPs in Holden 1 year, but we don't go to like the Sioux or anything like that. We usually just stay around here. Oakcrest, Pine Grove, Timberstone. We'll want to win, so it's not bad. Oh, and when we travel, we don't get a bus because only top 5 usually go to the matches. But then they'll have like JV matches where top 10 can go, and then we'll go with the girls team together and get a bus. But otherwise, it's just top 5 usually ride with some Noah's truck, go to the matches. Anything else? Golf. I hear a lot of people say, why aren't you going out for golf? And they say I'm not any good. None of us are. Just come on out. We're all hacks. Let's be real. But yeah, if you're thinking about it, don't be afraid based on your skill. We've had a kid who his freshman year playing, he got to golf in 1 match at the number 10 spot, non-varsity, the last match, number 10, and now he's golfing either number 1 or number 2 this year. So if you put the time in, memberships are cheap. You go to Oakcrest, $100 for a year for a student, $150, something like that. It's not bad. You put in the time and whatnot, you can make yourself a pretty good golfer. So I'll hand it over to Haley. She'll talk about the girls' side.
Alright, I'm Haley Bourgeois, and girls golf is a lot of fun. We usually travel with Mrs. Constantine, who was our coach last year, and she drives us wherever. Keeping your grades up with golf. Some meets are whole days where you leave at 8 o'clock and you're not home until like 5 o'clock. There's long days, sometimes it's raining, but it's still a lot of fun. You guys end up talking, meeting other girls from different schools. It's not that hard to keep up your grades. Like they all said, you can do it on the car or when you get home. I don't know, a lot of people think that it's going to be scary if you're not good or anything, but for real, we had a girl that was a number 3 spot, and she still got a 17 on freshmen can make the team. We had a freshman on our team, our TV team this year. And then everybody gets to go whenever we travel, and we travel to NMU, and they have a studio there. And then we play another school, and the match is aired on TV 13. A lot of the practices are in the morning, and there's a couple after school, but Sophie really want to be in like other sports. She's really good about scheduling them around, like the practices around that. And you only miss the days of school that we go to Marquette. And this year, I think we went once or twice, and it really doesn't take up a lot of your time. I think Quiz Bowl is just a really, it's a nice activity because it's just something different that is unique about our school. And it's just like a giant game of Jeopardy.
Thanks, Sierra. Next up is Aaron Johnson, who's going to talk about bowling. A little bit of something for everybody. And the reason we want everybody to speak today is so not only do you know as incoming freshmen that you're participating in the rigors of your classes, but you have an opportunity to really build some wonderful friendships and some skills. And the more you're involved at high school, the better experience you're going to have. Just stop at this point and say thank you for listening attentively, because I think it's really important for your high school experience that you know what's available, you know what we offer here at Kingsford High School, and you start the year thinking like, I'm going to get involved in all the activities. So, Aaron, go next.
I'm going to talk about bowling. It doesn't really take any skills or anything. You can just go out and the coach is Pete Tomasoni, and he'll just teach you how to bowl. There's no tryouts. You just go and you'll split up the teams like 6 and 6 or 7 and 7. Bowling runs mostly through winter time, so if you don't really like playing basketball or hockey or anything, just go for bowling. Practices are usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The meets are usually only on Saturday until we go down to state, and then we leave on Thursday, and we go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You mostly just travel in the UP. As far as field travel, it's probably like Calumet. With grades, you just got most likely have to keep them up above and after the play. It's really good. Participating, you just go out and have fun and try to win. That's all it is.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. Next up, we have baseball and hockey.
Hi, way too loud there. Hi, my name is Adam Zabo, and I played for the Kingsford hockey team the last couple of years. And people who are eligible for the Kingsford hockey team are anyone freshmen through seniors, and we have a tryout like usually mid-November for anyone who wants to make the team. And the cool thing about our Kingsford High School, our hockey team, is that it's involved with every school in Dickinson County. So that includes North Dickinson, Norway, and Iron Mountain. So if you make the team, then you get to be involved with a bunch of other kids from other schools in the area. And so the amount of time we spend with these kids on this team throughout the season, which is from mid-November through early March, you get to build a lot of close relationships with other kids from different areas around here. And I gotta say, with my experience on the hockey team, I had the best time of my life throughout my time at Kingsford High School. And I really want you guys to have the same experience that I did.
Well, Adam kind of said everything. But no, he's right when he says the camaraderie. You hear that a lot. But the thing with hockey, I did football too. There's a camaraderie there, brotherhood, But when you're on that hockey team, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but those coaches, my best friends. I mean, everyone on the team, it's just they're like a brother, I can call any one of those guys right now, drop of a hat, they'll be there for me. Hockey's our passion. He's a very good tennis player too, but there's just something you get with hockey that you can't find anywhere else, In addition to our regular games during the season, we also go downstate, 3 times? Not including playoffs, but we didn't make those. 3 times, and you just hop on a coach bus, you ride down with all your buddies, you get to play the sport that you love, you know, get some good food, have some good times, some memories you'll take with you, and then you come back up and you get to do that 3 times. It's pretty cool. But whatever you do, it's important that you guys do something. It doesn't matter what sport it is that we're talking about here. Pick something that you love and do it, because you can't just roll through high school doing nothing, you know. It doesn't matter if it's a sport or whatever, something that you love and do it, because your parents will tell you these years fly. And I assume college is going to be the same thing for us, you know, but it's crazy just to think that I've been playing hockey my whole life and I'm done with it now, you know. So just enjoy what you got at hand and make the best of it.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate it. Debbie, we'll talk about cheer.
Hi everybody, my name is Debbie Diamond. I have been a cheerleader at Kingsford for 6 years. I made the varsity team when I was a freshman, so I've been on the varsity team for 4. In cheerleading we do a lot of stunting and tumbling and jumps and a lot of conditioning, but that's even fun because you can get to hear your teammates, your best friends complain and cry because they don't like it. I mean, it kind of sucks, but anybody who wants to try out can. How many of you guys cheered for the 8th grade team this year? Any of you guys can try out. Anybody, any other girl in your grade can try out. Freshman through senior, even if you haven't ever cheered before. I came into 7th grade not being able to do a cartwheel, and I came out of 8th grade with a run of handspring tuck. So you make a lot of progress if you like it. We don't make cuts at all because we don't have enough people to make cuts. We usually run football season. We cheer for all the football games, all the home ones, and if they're conference games, we go to them in the UP. We cheer that from August till November, and we have tryouts actually in May, and then we work all summer. We have open gyms, they're not mandatory, and then we have competitive season from the end of November until March, and that's when we cheer for basketball games, and we compete against all the other teams in the UP. We go to Manistee, Munising, Gladstone, Escanaba, Marquette, just like the usual places that you go if you're any kind of UP athlete. We practice after school 3 to 5, 5 days a week. We have like a really close-knit bond on the cheer team. Like, we're all best friends. We're really, really close to each other. And I have more friends from the freshmen through juniors than I do in the entire senior class, just because all of those girls are on my team. And a lot of people say, oh, I can't be a cheerleader, I don't like performing in front of people. It really doesn't, it's not that bad. It's kind of scary the first couple times you do it, because I remember when I first cheered my first varsity football game, I saw all the seniors and juniors in the stands, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they're all staring at me. They're really not. They're watching the game, and sometimes they look at you, but they really don't care if you're there to cheer the game. So it's not bad. And then when you're competing, you don't really pay attention to what everybody else in the audience is looking at. You're just trying to get through the routine. I really used to be shy and I didn't like to talk to people. And then I joined cheerleading, and it really broke me out of my shell. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to talk to people, I don't want to people are going to judge me, they're going to think that I'm weird because I'm doing cheerleading. It's nothing like that. For cheerleading, we want everybody we can get, and it's really awesome because the friendships you make are irreplaceable. The girls on my team have been my best friends through some of the toughest times in my life, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. So cheerleading is just it's become a huge part of my life and a huge part of who I am. And if that sounds fun to you, then I really encourage you to come to tryouts in May, and I'll be there. I'll be judging because I'm alumni now. Next up is Hunter Lang for snow skiing.
Next
I didn't ski for the high school team because I cheered instead, but I did skiers for like 10 years. So you guys practice, like you start for you go all through the winter, and you ski at all the ski hills in the UP, and you compete against other high school teams. It's a co-ed sport, so it's boys and girls, and it's co-op with Iron Mountain Kingsford in Norway, and then that's all I really know about it because I was never in it. Right, I'll pass it on to John now.
Hi, I'm Rachel Purpich, and this is my already talked about.
Right, what it entails is basically it's drama. You go and play on. And it's really easy. Well, a lot of people think about like the stage fright thing, but it's really not like that. Like the lights, they blind you. You can't even see anyone in the audience. And like anyone who's eligible really, like a lot of people say, oh, drama, that's for the weirdos. And like, it's not. Like everyone's in there. It's really fun. And like basically, you audition, and even if you don't get the part you want, you get a part, so you're up on stage anyway. And it's just really easy, and it's really fun, and you meet a whole bunch of new people. It's fun. Join.
It runs during December, January, and February, and typically our show is the last weekend of February / first weekend of March. And the practices run from about 6 to 8 during January, February, and then the last week before the show they run from 5 to 9, which, so if you want to test that week, it might be a little bit complicated, but it's really easy. Like you get all of your homework done because if you don't have a good part, you can do it while you're sitting on the stage. Like it's easy and it's great. Well, you practice here in the auditorium every night, and we also like travel to Woodland like during the week of our performance because we want to get the Woodland kids involved in it, which is pretty fun.
We were actually supposed to give you guys a performance, but we had too many snow days, so we're like, we're not going to do that. And that's pretty much it. So it's really fun. And if you guys like being on stage and being the center of attention, which I know I do, it's a blast to go out. My bad. Who's next?
Alright. Okay, I see some familiar faces out here with you 8th graders, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Simony and I'm a senior here. And I'm also the Student Council President. I'm going to talk to you a little bit first about running for Student Council because you have to start this year if that's something that you're interested in. We'll start running towards the end of the year. You'll have to make posters, you'll have to give speeches to your classes, and you're voted on by your peers. So that's one thing you have to start thinking about. So, you got to encourage your peers to vote for you if this is something that you really want to do. Start thinking about it now. Student council members are the leaders of our school. You'll see student council members are in sports, they're in National Honor Society, they're students of the week. They're just really great kids. And it's a great thing to be a part of in high school. Awesome for applications once you start doing that your senior year. The things that student council does include pep rallies. I'm sure a lot of you have seen me speaking at them this year. They're a lot of fun, and as a student council member, you get to be on the floor and you get to be a part of that. So I really want to stress that. That's a really fun part of student council. Also, homecoming dance. That is something that's put on entirely by the student council. So, you get to really have an input on what your theme's going to be and what you want to do for homecoming, and that's awesome as well. One thing that we really started this year is our student council started doing something that we call service, and we pick, once we have a good amount in our bank account, we pick an event to do that really helps the community, and that's something special that you get to be a part of as a student council member. We also work together really well, and we're a great group of kids. And then I'm going to pass it over to Allie here to talk to you about the time that it involves.
Hi, I'm Allie Bavani. I will be your student council president next year. So I'm going to be the one in charge and starting all these events. What I'm basically going to talk about is attendance. Attendance is very important at meetings. We meet every Wednesday at 7:30, and we keep track of your names. That's what our secretary does. Attendance taker does. And they write down everyone's name, and if you don't attend, you
will be contacted, and you could possibly be kicked off if you don't attend enough meetings. So it's very important that you attend. Also, they'll give a scholarship out your senior year. So if you aren't attending, we have track of that, and you will probably not get the scholarship. We also do a thing called highway cleanup. Our student council owns a stretch of land just past Granville, and it says highway cleanups, Kingsford High School Student Council owns this, and we're scheduled to do it at least 3 times a year. We're going to get together usually on like a Sunday, later in the Sunday, like after church, after all your events, and we're going to get together. We usually drive out there with our advisor, and our advisor is Kelly Bianco. We usually just dress up in like holy like bad clothes and like mittens and everything, and you have to wear gloves. And we're going to be out on the side of the road just picking up garbage, cleaning up our spot that we own just for the community. Afterwards, we usually go to the Granville bar, and we usually have pizza, and it's just a fun time, and you get really close knit with your student council family, and I really suggest to do it. It looks awesome on applications, and just being a part of your school, just starting off your high school year is just the best part about it. I've been in it for 4 years, and I've done it all through middle school, and I really suggest it.
Thank you, girl. And next up is Dr. Brett.
Alright, so for soccer, freshmen through seniors are eligible, and tryouts are usually in August or maybe the end of summer, and it's usually 3 days of tryouts, and it's 2-a-days, and unfortunately we do have to make cuts, but it runs from August through October, and we usually practice right after school, so you have time to just right after practice you can go do all your homework and all that. It's pretty easy to keep up with schoolwork. We play all around the Upper Peninsula and in northern Wisconsin. And we can't go downstate, but we go to UPs every year, and that's in October. Emily's not here, obviously, but for girls, I know they play in the spring, and they're actually doing tryouts and all that right now, but yeah.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. And swim team, Tanner? I don't see with
Yeah.
Thanks.
Swim team is a co-ed sport, which means that the boys and girls are both on the same team, and anyone is eligible from freshman to senior. There are no tryouts for it. If you show up, you are on the team and you are instantly put on varsity. Multiple people have joined just this year, and they had no experience swimming competitively before, but they did pretty well, bringing home some points for the team. The swim team runs November through February, and we practice every day after school from 3:45 to 5 o'clock. So basically, you spend a lot of time with the team, and you really get to know a lot of them. And to be honest, it's like a family. And we go every day and practice at the Y because the school doesn't have a pool for us. And we travel to not too far, basically just Escanaba and all the other schools. The team also consisted of Iron Mountain and Norway students because Kingsford just wasn't big enough, and we barely get by with the amount of people we have. But really, you should join. It's a really fun sport.
Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it. Next up is basketball. Girls and boys basketball represented. Nick, Amber.
Okay, so my name's Amber Larson. I'm talking about girls basketball. 9th to 12th grade girls are eligible to play. Tryouts, it really depends on the number of girls that try out and the number of jerseys that we have. I know that's for varsity, but just kidding.
Okay, and I don't think freshmen are deep cuts. It runs from late November to early March, and we usually practice every day after school for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
We compete all over the UP. Many of you probably have heard of the GNC Northern Conference. Those are mainly the places that we travel to compete and stuff. And our games are always during the week, normally Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. And we have about half of our games here at the school. We have, it's great team chemistry that you can form. You make great friends, and you make a lot of memories that will last throughout high school, and you'll always remember them. We have a lot of basketball programs for the summer. So whenever you're trying to work in the off season, we have the gym open and a lot of organized programs that we can go to help us get better. It's easy to manage your time. You can always ask our assistant coach of this year, Mr. Krigo, for help on your homework if you need to. But otherwise, just do your homework on the bus.
Hi, I'm Nick Smith. I'm playing varsity basketball also. Anyone is eligible to play basketball, even if you don't know much about the game. You're a freshman and sophomore year, you can learn about it, getting ready for your varsity season. The season runs from early November to hopefully late March, depending on how the season goes. In the summer, I know the boys, they always go up to Michigan Tech University, and they go to tech camp. So you spend a weekend up there, you probably play 8 or 9 games throughout the weekend. It is important to keep your grades up throughout the year. And it's really not that challenging to do. You're done with practice by generally 5:15. You want to keep those up so you don't have Mr. Unger after you on a Monday morning. Does anyone have any questions about basketball? All right.
Hi guys, I'm the president of SAD, and I've been president for 2 years, and I've been in SAD since my freshman year. The membership of SAD has almost tripled in the past 2 years because more people are learning more about it. There's almost over 40 people in it right now, and we do a lot of fun stuff. We've had 3 parties this year, and to make bracelets and do fundraising things. We get pizza and we play music, and you can just hang out with your friends and do something. It's fun. And then our meetings are either Wednesday after school or Thursday morning, and we switch off Wednesdays and Thursdays so that people in sports can come, and then people in the before school activities can come. Attendance for at least 1 meeting a month is mandatory, or else you can't put SAD on your college application, and it's a really, really easy activity to be a part of.
SAD is a charitable organization, so we don't fundraise for anything for ourselves. We do everything for different charities around the area, or we do Relay for Life, and we do Cancer Closet. We make blankets for the Cancer Closet. So anybody can join SAD, from freshmen to seniors. You can join at any time. I joined when I was a junior. And it's really not time consuming at all. 1 meeting a month, and we meet every week. Yeah, we meet every week. I don't go to all the meetings, but I can still be on it. You can go 1 meeting a month, and it's not a big commitment, so it's nice.
One thing we're also doing, we did last year, we're switching up every other year. We do campaigns to raise awareness for things within the student body. We're doing a prom, a driving campaign. Last year we did a suicide awareness campaign, where we did a lot of statistics. We do a lot of spirit weeks. We do 1 each year in the school. And then we like to do fundraisers for different things that we hear about, or a charity that needs help right now.
SAD stands for Students Against Destructive Decisions, for anyone who didn't know that. But it's like a DARE, kind of, but you don't really there's no, you're not getting tested on it, but it's basically like DARE, so everything that you learn in DARE, you can use in SAD.
Thank you very much, girls. And next up is Representative Dennis Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam Zabel, and I'm representing the boys tennis team. And I'd say tennis is probably one of my favorite times of the year because I just get done with hockey, and the sun starts to come out, and it's just nice to actually play like a fun sport where there's warm weather. With the boys tennis team, we usually have practice, I'd say Monday through Friday, and we get done around 4:45 to 5 o'clock. You don't really typically travel far because there's not many UP tennis teams. And I say the farthest to go is Marquette. This year is one of the only years in the past couple of years where the snow hasn't been completely covering the courts and everywhere around it. So we've been pretty lucky to be practicing this spring. I mean, the last 2 years we've had to cancel our first 3 or 4 matches. And we have about 4 tennis tournaments for the boys. The Ghani Invite, Kingsford Invite, UPs, and our GNCs. We just got our courts redone here, so for the boys and girls, UPs is now at Kingsford, which is really nice. So you don't have to go up to Marquette and miss an entire day of school up there. And I don't know about the girls, but if you don't make, they usually have top 12 for a varsity lineup. But if you get put on a JV team, you typically travel all the matches. But let's say you're involved in baseball, or you have homework, or you want to study for a test. Our tennis coach, Mark Shanks, I'm sure most of you know him. He is typically really generous when it comes to dual sporting and like studying for another class. So if there's an issue when it comes to missing a match, if you're on JV, he's really lenient on that. So if you guys are interested in that, I'd really encourage you to play tennis because it's a really fun and great time. It's not as stressful as other sports, but I had a great time with it. All right, here's Janae Walters now on the girls tennis team.
Hello, I'm Janae. Girls tennis starts early August and ends October, first week of October. It's probably one of the quickest seasons in Kingsford. There's 12 varsity spots, and right now, last year and this year, we had a lot of seniors, so we're very low on numbers. So as incoming freshmen, you have a very good chance of getting a varsity letter your freshman year, which is huge. We have a very fun time. It's great weather. You get front row seats for the football boys practices when they're practicing. And so it's a really fun time. I made great friends. And next will be track with Jalen Jennings and Ty Roberts.
All right. Track is a spring sport, and I know for the guys, as long as you come out and you try hard, you're going to make the team. Practices are usually pretty tough, but it's nice because we'll get out of there by about 4:15 or 4:30 every day. So you're not sitting around until 5 so you get done and get any homework or anything else you want done. In track, you're going to get out what you put into it. So it's different than a lot of other sports that you're relying on other people. If you go and you work hard, you're going to have good results in the end. Track is definitely a great sport to play if you are in any other sports. It's going to keep you fit and ready to go for football, basketball, or really anything else.
Okay, so I forgot to introduce myself before. I'm Jalen Jennings, for those of you who don't know. So I'm on the varsity girls track team, and I love track, even though a lot of people say, no, I don't like track because it's about running. Nobody likes to run, but track is a great challenge mentally. It'll really teaches you like a really good work ethic, and as a team, we all die together during our practice workouts, so honestly, you're not alone. So everybody makes the team, but you can qualify for varsity, and then the remainder of the girls who didn't make varsity are considered JV. If you receive a varsity letter, or you receive a certain amount of points from the track meets throughout the season, you will qualify for the UP finals, which is just a great experience. It's here at Kingsford. It's a really great honor to qualify for the UPs, and it shows that you're like one of the best in the UP and in your division. So.
Sorry, track is, okay, people say like, okay, track, I don't like track, I don't like to run. It's not all running. You can also be a thrower. If you want, you can throw shots, you can throw this. And those people don't have to run as much, so if you don't want to run, but you still want to be on the team, you still want to be part of it, you can do that. It's also really, the the workout that you do is suited to like you. So if you run hurdles, you're gonna do a hurdle workout. If you do distance, you'll be in distance. Or if you do sprints, you'll be running shorter. You'll be like practicing sprints. So it's like individualized. It's not everybody's doing the same thing. So that can be fun too.
Okay, next up is volleyball, and it's going to be Amber and I'm Nikki Robarge, and we're on the girls' varsity volleyball team. It starts in August, and that's when the trials start. We don't have cuts, and then it ends mid-November. We practice every day after school, normally like 3 to 5:30, and then we travel. Basically, like the farthest we travel is like Marquette until playoffs. Then we go downstate.
So it's not very hard to keep your grades up. Well, it's not. During volleyball, you just have to be organized, and you usually can finish your homework on the bus rides there or back, or during the matches before or after, depending on which if you're a JV, freshman, or varsity. During the summer, we did 2 weeks of 2 days, so from 6 to 7:30, we lifted, and then from 3 to 5, we did like skills. So, and then we also did some team camps during the summer. They're like a lot of work, but it's really rewarding. You can win districts and go on to the city and have a good time. Overall, it's just really fun. Coach Carter is pretty goofy, and she makes it really fun, and you have a lot of great memories for the rest of your life.
Hi, my name is Zach Jones, and I'm on KHS High School wrestling team. Anyone through freshmen through seniors can do wrestling. You either wrestle for JV or varsity. Most people wrestle varsity. There's 14 varsity spots in the team. If you don't make a varsity spot at one weight class, you can obviously lose some weight, go down to a lower weight class, and you can gain some weight and go to a higher weight class. It normally runs from middle of November until early March, late February. We practice every day after school until 5 in the afternoon. We travel the entire UP. We'll go anywhere from Marquette to as close as Iron Mountain. And we'll sometimes, for like districts and regionals and state, all that, we'll go down state to like Grayling and areas like that. And if you make the state tournament is in Auburn Hills, where the Pistons play. And I think the sport really push you. I joined in my freshman year, and I'm really glad that I did. My freshman year, I had about 16, 17 losses, and I'm a junior now, and I ended the season with only 1 loss, and I won the UP tournament. So it shows you how much you can progress throughout your high school career.
Thanks, Zach. Next up, we have Kelly, softball.
Hi, I'm Emma Murdoch, and so softball, it's anybody can try out, and right now we have 6 freshmen, 5 sophomores, 1 junior, and then 8 seniors, and it's kind of, okay, so we don't take buses anywhere, and it's a lot of work that first month. We started it on March 12th this year, and our first game is April 14th. Normally, we can't get in the first couple games just because we're limited by the weather because we have to play outside on the field. Like for practices, we go down to Woodland because we have 2 batting cages set up, and we get in a lot of we get in everything, but it's not the same because you're in the gym and normally you play on dirt or whatever. So that way it's kind of frustrating, but once the season actually does start and we're outside and playing on the field, our schedule gets really hectic because we have 2 games scheduled each day, well each week, but each game day we play a doubleheader. So if the game starts at 3:45, then the next one will probably start at 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then if you're coming home from anywhere, we go to a lot of weird places that normally aren't for conferences, because softball doesn't have conference. So we go to
hard because there's so many girls, and there's 9, are on the field at a time. Our roster holds 18. But right now we have 20 because it seemed kind of pointless to just cut 2 girls. So it's really fun. I should try it.
Thank you, Emily. And we're going to wrap up with our teachers list.
Hi, I'm Cindy Percy, and I'm involved in the high-powered rocket ship program here at Kingsford High School. And what you basically do there is you pretty much build a rocket from pieces of fiberglass, and you learn a lot about computer science and how the rocket actually goes from being on the ground to about 3,200 feet in the air. And the month it runs from the beginning of the school year to the end of the school year. And anybody can be in it from 9th to 12th grade. And then we usually participated at the Groveland Mine, but now that it's becoming an active mine again, we're going down to Kenosha this year on the 15th and 16th to look at our rockets and watch other people do it as well. It's actually very easy to keep your grades up because Mr. Bertolli is the coach, I guess you could say, for our program, and he's really lenient about skipping a few practices here and there just to make sure that you're on top of everything and that everything is going smoothly. But other than that, I encourage a lot of you to try out because it's a really fun experience, and we're getting to know people, and I think it'd be a fun thing for a lot of you guys. Thank you.
I just want to thank this wonderful group of students, and I hope you'll join me in just giving them a big round of applause. And they've given a lot of time to be here today. The other thing I do want to point out that I think we're really, really fortunate here in regard to the athletics is with football, basketball, and volleyball, boys and girls, we also do have the freshmen and the junior varsity JV as well as the varsity. I know we heard from varsity players, but that's a really exciting event that we have here as well. Big shout out to all the coaches and the mentors and the adults that have worked just tirelessly with all of these wonderful young adults. And I've worked with all of them in the middle school, so it's just really, really nice to see where they are in their lives right now. And I'm just really pleased that they could come and share with all of you. So I'm very excited about your experience in high school. Mrs. Jane is going to talk next about outreach, service award, and I think a little bit of scheduling. And just a reminder that at the end of this, our Kingsford Middle School students will be going back to class. And our visitors will meet with me up here, and I'll let you know what the rest of the day will entail. So with that, thank you, speakers. Appreciate it. And Mrs. Jane.
Okay, welcome. I didn't need the microphone last for reasons for college. I just want to do my best to get the information to you tonight, or this morning. 2 sheets of paper, hopefully you all have the pink packet or the white packet. If you do not, Ms. Fair will come around and provide that to you. So please raise your hand and she will come and bring that to you. Again, my name is Nancy Jane, Miss Jane, for those of you that were born after 1995, and Miss Fair you've met. The handouts in your packet will include these following things: the extracurricular sports and activities, which the students did a wonderful job surveying that information. I know if you don't know somebody that's in high school, sometimes it's hard to get your hands on that information, so hopefully that gave you a sneak peek into some of the things that you might want to partake in. If you're nervous at all when you get to the high school, you might be involved, but you're not sure what to do, you don't know the coach, you don't know when practices are, we have announcements that go on the TV screens. We also have different